Tiffany Johnson here with OnlineBusinessManager.com. I am Tina Forsythe's Online Business Manager, as well as the Training Manager for the Online Business Manager Certification Training. Hello, happy spring to everyone. I hope that you're having a beautiful spring day. It's quite chilly here in North Carolina, but it is a beautiful day. So I love that. I'm ready for spring. I'm over winter. I hope you are too. What I want to talk to you today about is basically when it's time to hit the pause button in your life. You know, as moms, wives, business professionals, business owners, you know, online business managers, support professionals, quite frankly, the only title we really need at this point is professional juggler, okay? And I get it because I'm a professional juggler. My life is going in 100 different directions 90% of the time. And quite frankly, I had a really strange reality check this week on that. So I just kind of want to share from my heart today, as much as about business as it is about life. You know, sometimes we need to hit pause, right? I mean, sometimes when you sit down to watch a movie, you have to hit pause. Why do you have to hit pause? Because something more important came up and you want to watch the movie, but you need to tend to whatever that more important thing is. And in life and in business and in our circumstances, sometimes we just need to hit the pause button, right? And yesterday was one of those days for me. It was one of those days where I really needed to hit the pause button. Like, there was something important in my life that was going on and it needed to take priority. And so I had our team call with Tina yesterday and I kind of shared with her and I was like, you know, I'm not really going to be with it today. I'm just not. And so I kind of hit the pause. I hit the pause on everything. I mean, aside from just going and picking up my kids yesterday from school, I really didn't accomplish a whole lot other than that because I needed to just hit the pause button a minute and take care of what that need was in my life. Well, in the course of doing this, what I realized was, everything didn't fall apart. You know, I mean, we kind of think that if we hit pause, that all of a sudden everything's going to fall apart. It didn't fall apart. As a matter of fact, it was pretty much all the same when I got back up this morning and hit the play button again and decided to jump right back in with everything that I have going on. What I did realize, however, was everything externally was the same. But internally, I was very different than what I was yesterday because I took the time, I hit the pause button, I took the time and did what was necessary for me to be able to go forward. So I just want to talk to you a minute. You know, really today I just want to ask you a bunch of questions. I just want to ask you a bunch of questions about, you know, when was the last time you took a pause and really assessed where you're at in your business, in your life, in your circumstances. You know, when was the last time that you just threw up your hands in the air and said, I'm done for a minute. I just need to hit pause for a minute. What would that look like if you did that? You know, what would that look like? Would everything fall apart? Would you be able to really take the space you need to get where you need to be? You know, in the course of taking my pause yesterday, a couple of things I realized coming back in today is you can't take pauses very often. Not in this industry, not in my life, as busy as it is and as many of commitments as I have, which I love and want to hold to all of my commitments. Pause is not an option for me very often. So just note that when I'm saying this, it's not something that, you know, once a week, hey, I'm having a pause day, you know. It's really something that you can't abuse the power of the pause button, because if you do, you'll never get through your goals. You'll never accomplish what you set out to accomplish. I mean, just think, if you hit pause on a movie every 5 minutes, how long is it going to take for you to watch that movie? And how bored and annoyed are you going to be by the time you get to the end of that movie? So taking a pause moment to just kind of, you know, handle whatever is necessary to be handled, reflect on why you're in this space and what you want to accomplish while you're pausing. You know, if you hit pause on a movie, it's not just to sit there and stare at the screen. Like you need to accomplish something, right? Something else came up and it was more important. It needed to be taken care of and it needed to be accomplished before you could hit play again. So make sure that if you take a pause button that you accomplish that thing that needs to be accomplished. You don't just take a breather and lay down and take a nap, because that's no reason. That's no reason. So it's really about looking at and reflecting on what's happening right now in your life that you needed to take a pause of. And then the second thing is to just look at and say, okay, how do I make sure I don't have this scenario happen again, right? Or how do I safeguard from needing to take too many pauses in my life, because we're extremely busy people, and busyness is in and of itself a bit of a monster. But then when you add on top of it that many of us are running, multi six-figure businesses, we are managing our households, our children, our lives, our churches, our husbands, our friends, our families, the whole 9 yards. So I really encourage you to, when you're in a place of pause, when you need to hit the pause button, to really reflect on what got you there, and what are you going to safeguard? How are you going to keep yourself from going back? One of the things yesterday that I looked at was, when I am running a business, I am very proactive. I can see what's coming. I want to be prepared. I want things in place. I want to make sure that every element is being covered, that there's no surprises, that I've thought through, I've already troubleshot, scenarios that could come up. I'm very proactive in the way that I run a business. But what I realized yesterday was I have not been that proactive in the way that I run my life. And, I'm just being real with y'all today. I mean, I don't know why. It's not that comfortable, but I just want to be real with you and say, I haven't been that proactive in the way that I run my life. Not because I don't know better, because I do. Because I'm strategic in my thinking. So I know better, but I haven't implemented. And many times when we get to a place of needing to pause, it's because we know better, but we haven't implemented. And so I really encourage you to look at your life and say, where am I not being proactive in my life? How am I being reactive in my life? Kids sick, react. Car breaks down, react. New client, reaction mode. Every aspect can just keep you in a place of reaction. But what happens is when you have a real life scenario come at you like I did yesterday, the only option you have is to hit pause, because you're in such a reactive mode in your life. My goal would be is that when I have those type of moments come in the future, that my life would be in such a space that I don't have to worry about hitting pause. Okay? That I know that there's time and space for me to deal with that when the movie's over, when this project's done, that there is time and space in my life that I've already planned, that I've already been proactive to ensure that I have that space available to deal with the things that come up that often cause us to need a pause. Okay? So I'm just talking about being proactive in your life, being proactive with the way that you live, so that you create the space necessary to deal with things when they present themselves. And then another thing that really caught my attention yesterday in my pause, in my moment of pause, was we were talking last week on our OBM mentorship call. And Tina posted the question kind of out to the OBM mentorship, and just said, what are you tolerating? And this is certainly, Tina and I have been working together for 3 years. We've done a lot of mentorships at this point, and this is certainly a question that has come up on numerous occasions. And I've often kind of thought in the back of my mind, I know I'm tolerating this in my life, and I don't really want it there, but I really don't have the energy or the wherefore to fix it right now. But yesterday, when I took that pause, all the things that I had been just tolerating in my life became red flashing lights. I mean, just warning signals. If they could have had noise, they would have been ringing in my ears, okay? And so what I realized in during this pause was not only to reflect on where I am and what needed to be handled in my life at that moment, but it also was a bit of revelation of how the things that we're tolerating in our lives can ultimately be the reason why we feel this chaos in our life. I mean, I know that for me personally, the things that I looked around that were red flashing lights in my life, that were warning signs going off yesterday when I was in the midst of my pause, ultimately create a lot of the chaos, a lot of what keeps me in reaction mode, a lot of what really makes me feel like I'm not fully in control of everything that I need to be in control of. And I know this is not necessarily just OBM talk today. This is kind of life talk today. But the truth is that as online business managers, we are managing every aspect of every detail. And many of us are doing it both on a business level, a home level, a life level, a spiritual level. We're doing it on multiple levels. And so I just wanted to say, find out what your pause button is. I mean, what would it look like for you to hit pause? Where is the pause button in your life? Do you even know? Do you know where it's at? And then secondly, are you living your life from a place of proactivity or a place of reactivity? Your life, not just the businesses you're creating or managing or running, but your life, is it being ran from a proactive place? And then lastly, what are you tolerating? Are they warning signals in your life? See, today I really don't have a lot of great 5 steps and do this. Today, really what I wanted to do is just ask you a lot of questions and let you think about them and decide, is what you are getting out of your life right now really what you want? Do you need to hit the pause button? Do you need a time of reflection and revelation? And are you ready for what needs to take place after that? Because that's where I'm at. Is now I know what needs to take place to move my life to a place of proactivity and really get free of the things that I'm tolerating. Think about it. Thanks.